Okay, you ready for this shit?
I suppose I could be daydreaming in my beautiful head, but okay.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Official Flower Podcast. I'm Flower, aka Rose. My fun fact for the day. You're gonna love this so much. I make grilled cheese for lunch. You know this, right?
Yes.
I have this issue in my little lizard brain where I'll be like, oh, this is going too slow. Turn up the stove up two
Oh
notches,
God.
and then go and do something else because it's taking so long. Say
That's
it was
me.
pull up the notes for today's episode. Yeah. And that will take me like 5 minutes to do or something. And then I'll get back to my grilled cheese sandwich. And because I just turned up the temp by two notches on our stove, it then burns. And today when that
What?
happened, I carefully picked it up and put it on my plate. I was like, it's fine. But I went to flip it over to see how bad the burning is. Because, like, I can easily scrape it off. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. And the side of my thumb may have touched the very melty cheese that was partially burnt and just on a burning hot skillet, and I burnt the side of my thumb on grilled cheese.
Gross. Gross.
Stingray.
You know, serious. I'm just saying, if I'm calling you by your real name here. Gross. What the hell? I don't remember the last time I said your actual name. That was so weird.
Yeah, you literally just call me Bessie or Bay all the time. And I call you Fish.
Listen, I don't know why I started
I call you
saying
Fish or Bitch.
I valid. That's true. I can't mute myself because I'm using the other phone, the now broken phone.
Why are you using that one?
Because this it sounds, but it's every time I use my other phone, it sounds like shit. But I'm pouring water. That's what you're hearing. I'm getting water. I'm so sorry. I would usually mute myself, but I can't.
Okay. Do your part of the intro.
I hope you enjoyed my swallowing. If you could hear it.
I don't think I could. We'll see when I edit it in like 2 days.
Well, my name is Fish, aka Stingray, and I should have eaten lunch, but I didn't. So here we are. I don't know what I'm gonna eat for dinner because we never went to the grocery store. That's my fun fact.
Okay. You know, you could have. You know what our other bonus fun fact could be? That I now run a Threads account because somebody talked me into it, and it did not take much talking into. You just had to give me permission, and I went, okay.
But also, I didn't kill myself yet. Everybody clap.
Um, no, it's very fun running the Threads account because I know you will never check it unless I send you something I've already like, unless I take a screenshot and send it to you because you don't go on Threads. I think you deleted the app from your phone.
I did.
And so it's really fun because I get to tease things that I'm gonna force you to do, and you don't like you're just like, cool, gay shit, let's go, and I'm just like, but also, guys, did you know
There's
it's
a
also secretly this, and they hate that? Wahahaha.
there's a mouse in my bed.
Is it a
Oh,
Kiki Mouser?
yeah. Now there's a kiki in my bed.
I'm jealous.
Uh huh.
Did I tell you Monday I get Ivy?
Ivy dog.
I love how much we love my grandparents' dog. Like Bella's great and all, but hear me out. Ivy listens.
I agree.
And she eats her food, doesn't really beg that much. I mean, there's the time that she did jump onto the kitchen table on their first Thanksgiving and ate the center of the pumpkin pie, but can you really blame her?
No, no, she's just a baby. She's just 2 apple tall. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so funny because she is like a few inches shorter than Bella, so like Bella, you can just like have your hands hanging down and like easily reach her. Ivy, you have to bend a little bit to reach her. Because she's just that much shorter than Bella, and it's so cute. But yeah, no, she actually eats her food and listens to you, and is a good color, and she's just so cute.
I need an Ivy dog. It's not fair. I don't get to see Ivy dogs. I need to give Ivy dogs a kiss on her head.
I give her kisses on the head for you.
That's not the same.
Okay.
I'm actually tearing up.
Listen, I was talking to you the other day about how I was looking at an old picture of them, and I was literally crying. So you know, they're just so tiny in those pictures, and
Costumes.
Anyways, I think we've postponed this long enough while we talk about my dog.
Well, it's supposed to be.
This is a stream of conscious podcast very similar to how we talk to each other on a daily basis. If you can't tell by the fact that we just took a 2-minute tangent to talk about a dog. This is us. This is how we work.
That I've never even met. Like,
yeah, I know, right? On today's episode, we have A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Brigid Kemmerer. I tried. The sequel to a book that we did for this podcast almost a month, not a month, almost a year and a half ago. It was April of last year. It was one of the first episodes we did. I think it's in the first 10.
crazy.
It may be the first 11, but it's like up there. This is episode 84.
Jesus Christ! What are we gonna do for a hunter?
Jump off a cliff.
Okay.
And it's a real gamble if we'll have parachutes.
If I was in, yes, I would. Yes, I would. What do you think this is? We're holding hands.
Yeah, it was the 12th episode. It's the episode right after things we never got over. Yeah. This wasn't supposed to be an episode this month. That's also another thing. This wasn't supposed to be an episode. It was supposed to be another episode, but then I literally borrowed it from Libby and then immediately learned that it was SMP. I was like, I swear I checked this like 6 times before I even borrowed the book from Libby, let alone put it on hold. Like, what the hell is this shit?
I didn't read it. I didn't read this book, by the way. That's why.
Yeah, Bessie didn't. The fish didn't read this. I did because I had heard that it's a well-known thing that people generally don't appreciate the theory as much after the first one, and I can see why. I will talk about it in a second, but just know I rated the first one 3.5 stars. I rated this one 4 stars, and I contemplated going higher.
Hold on. Did I rate the first one?
Here, I can check that.
I'm checking.
Oh, okay. You can do it.
I think that her last, I rated it 4 stars. I think her last name was Kemmerer. I think that's how you say it.
I don't fucking know. Listen, it's gonna be a whole thing when we talk about mermaids and I try to pronounce Mariana Trench. No, I can't do it because my brain automatically goes marinara because that's what I've done my whole life since I was like 12.
Very honest. Very honest.
Marinara. Oh god. Anyways, yeah, people don't like the series after the first one. And we liked the first one. So the thing was gonna be I read the second one. If it's good, I tell Bessie to read it. Because the thing is, if I tell them what's happening in this one while we record it before they read it, in like 3 months they'll forget what I said. It's fine.
Mostly.
And so, like, you know, good times. So that's how it works here. That's how it works in this household. So the point was, like, probably some shocking thing happened, that makes it so we understand why people hate this book. And then them going, oh my god, and then either picking up or not. Except that didn't happen. The reason why everyone dislikes this book, and I get it, I 100% get it, and to explain why, I have to explain what happens in A Heart So Fierce and Lonely, which, is that even the name of it? Something like that. That one, is it Dark and Lonely? Maybe that's what it is. In that one, it follows Harper and Ren, right?
The way you just totally got the name of the first book wrong.
Yup. Harper and Ren. So Harper accidentally gets kidnapped by his only guard, Gray. It's like a fantasyland. It's very much Beauty and the Beast retelling. Ren and Gray have been continuously tortured alone in this castle for 300 years by this witch named Lilith, right, who is believed to be the last witch, like, last person with magical powers, right. And then throughout, like, the only way to break the curse is for someone to fall in love with them after 1 year. They have, like, 1 year for a woman that they kidnap from our lands, to fall in love with them, and if she doesn't, oh well, we gotta restart, right? And time is on a continuous loop for 300 years for them, right? And so basically, that's the plot of it. Harper's a badass, we love her. Gray and her do have a little bit of a flirtation, but she does fall in love with Ren and talks him down from going full beast mode and killing everybody. And then Gray defeats the witch Lilith by teleporting her to DC and then killing her. And then there was a hint at one point where someone mentioned the possibility that Ren is not the rightful heir of his father's throne, right? That there was an firstborn, an elder son, right? That his father had with an affair with another magical witch, right?
Mhm.
um, and so that's, yeah, there's rumors of that, and in the very end of the book, we learn that the secret half brother of Ren, who has magical powers as well, which is a big thing because magic is like illegal, they kill everyone with magic, blah 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 blah, is Gray. That is who it is. There's also this whole thing where Lilith tried to seduce Ren, and when Ren turned her down, that's when she did the whole evil spell thing, which is kind of important for the end of this book. Um, that's the point of the first one. The second one, you get
Hear me,
a prologue and an epilogue of Ren and Harper, but the rest of the book is just Gray and a new character.
hear me out. I It's a little crazy that I rated the first one so high because I just don't really like it's complicated, right?
Like, it's a medieval fantasy, and you don't like either of those things.
I like the concept and theory, and I like what it's based on because,
Yeah.
I did watch Disney movies growing up.
Wow,
But
who could have guessed?
I had the Beauty and the Beast on tape.
Yeah, I have it on VHS.
I don't know what happened to it. We had Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp.
We have so many. Yeah, we have Lady in the Tramp too. Um, yeah, no.
Anyways, it didn't make sense for me to like it, but I did. But also, if I was kidnapped off a street by a guard, but instead of Rin, it happened to be a pretty lady who acted exactly like Rin, I would fold. I don't care. I would fold so fast.
um, yeah, no. So that's why people don't like this. One, because the new female character we follow, I myself did not like her until about 20% of the way through the book, right? Um, and the big thing is that she, while having some physical strength, right, because the way that she was raised, she's not like Harper, where Harper, when she was kidnapped and held in the castle, she jumped from windows into other balconies trying to survive, almost dying, and almost stabbed Gray, and all this stuff. Meanwhile, this new character, she literally at one point does contemplate jumping out the window. She's like, where would I go? Like, I wouldn't be able to survive the fall. And then she's like, even if I could stab one of the guards, it's not like I could get through the rest. Like, she's very much more mentally calculating. But also, yeah, that's more her thing. Less physically using her prowess and more mentally, which is the opposite of Harper almost, because Harper, while does use a trick to like make everyone think that she is a princess from a faraway land that has armies and all this stuff that's gonna come to help reclaim Ren's country and whatnot. She's really not, and she is really bad at faking it. Most of the time, her whole thing is like she'll punch her way out. Over having to smart her way out, right? So that's why people don't like this one, and I get it. I get it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I Around the point that I started to like this new character more, I also read the synopsis of the third one, in which I learn that the third one, the plot of it, is Gray and this new character going against Harper and Ren. And it's these two forces going against each other. And listen, I'm just saying, I am watching House of the Dragon right now. You can't
Oh my god!
you can't ignore the similarities a little bit there. But also near the end of this book, I also recognize the Merlin similarities, and so it's really like she took Merlin and House of the Dragon, mixed them up in a blender. When here's some other random shit like a bird demon. Here you go, and I ate it up.
Why am I friends with such a nerd? Like, you are such a nerd.
I
Like,
know I'm such a
it
nerd.
hurts. It hurts. I love you. Don't worry. I support you, but damn.
Hi, Bella. Bella supports me.
A Bella dog. I
Anyway.
better see a Bella dog. I don't see no Bella dog.
Hi. You're so cute. Hi, you're so cute.
I don't see no Bella dog in my DMs.
Right there for you. He's coming in.
Oh, you're Bella dog. Her face looks so long. It looks funny.
That's just her face.
It just looks extra long.
I know my dog's a sewer rat, but damn.
No, with the angle, it just looks extra long.
Oh. Okay, I should talk about content warnings. I did send you a voice message about them at one point, because one of them, I went, oh no, I don't know.
My first thought was incest. I was like, oh. And then you said
No,
that.
then it would be more House of the Dragon. No, the one that made me go, oh no, I literally can't think of what it is. I have a possibility, but I don't, because he's not into her, so I don't understand why, yeah. Anyways, torture, violence, blood, death, murder, alcohol, vomit, animal death, and then the oh no one is pedophilia. Which, the female main character has a younger sister who is entering into almost a forced arrangement type thing with Gray at one point. But here's the thing. He doesn't want to go through with it. He doesn't really like her. He thinks she's fine, but he likes the new main character. Right? So, like, right? And she's, like, in her 20s, early 20s, like he is. Right? So I really don't know. I'm so confused. Anyways, you ready for me to actually talk about this actual plot of this fucking book?
Man, I'm just sitting here eating peanut butter crackers. You do whatever you need to do.
Also the new character's name is Leah. That's the point. So rumors are circulating that Ren is not the real prince, and that the king had a secret son, right? We talked about this. And he's determined to figure out who this secret half-brother is and kill him. It says too in... What?
I feel like these guys' names are so, like, fancy. Then there's just Harper and Leah. Like, what are we on about?
I think I don't have my copy on, but, like, her name, it's, like, two names, technically. It's, like, Leah something. I don't remember what it is. Also, we get lesbians in this book. They're side characters, but we get lesbians.
There's also a sapphic character in the book I'm reading right now. I love it too.
Also, I didn't talk about the gays, which is Jacob and Noah. Jacob is Harper's brother who got stuck onto this side and wants to go back to DC, and Noah's his boyfriend who's a doctor, right? And hearing their thoughts and everything about everything that's going, or Jake, yeah, Jake's his name, about everything that's going on is so funny, because Noah's all like, listen, I'm used to, as a black gay man, to be hated on because I'm black and gay. I'm not used to being hated on because I'm just so good at medicine, I must be a witch. Like, nobody cares about the color of your skin or who you love, but if you are slightly too good at something, they think you're a witch and kill you.
I wish I was slightly too good at something, so they think I'm a witch.
Anyways, this says that he's going to kill his half-brother when he finds him to inherit the throne. It's slightly that, but it's definitely more the fact that he has PTSD from being tortured continuously for 300 years by the last witch he knew, and the fact that his half-brother is also part witch is dangerous, to say the least. Right? So he's all like, I must kill this bitch. Jake goes to tell Harper that he wants to leave the castle because he can't stay living there, and asks Harper to go with, but she won't because that would mean Red would be all alone. Ren and Harper are wondering why Gray is hiding. They assumed he was dead, but then they find his mother, who is technically his adoptive mother. And they find her, and she hints at the fact that Gray was there injured. Right? So he's alive somewheres. And so Ren assumes, oh, he ran away and he's off somewhere, so that means he didn't kill Lilith, and he's working with her. And sends his soldiers all across the whole country looking for him, right? But Gray is actually hiding out, since Lilith told him that he is the secret major son of the king, and his mother was a witch, and knows that Ren will have to kill him if he learns who he is. And so he's like, I don't want to be the king, and I don't want to put Ren through that. So I am just gonna hide out as a stableman room guy in this small town named Hawk. He goes by Hawk, right? Okay, so Queen Karis.
Crackers and that's how I'm gonna die.
Queen Karis is the mother of the new main character, Leah, right? And Leah's younger sister is Nola. Karis wants Ren to marry Nola so that their kingdoms can have an alliance. There's a whole thing where Karis has, like, literally slaughtered thousands of Ren's people. So he's very against this for obvious reasons. Leah is very much, she's the older sister, but her younger sister is the one who is the heir, right? Because their whole thing is not about order of succession, it's who would be better for the throne. Which is a good idea, in theory, except their whole idea on how running the throne is blood, violence, murder constantly. So, basically, Leah's too good-hearted to be queen, therefore her sister's gonna be queen. So, you know, Leah doesn't think this is a good idea, and he immediately turns them down, right? And so when her and her people head home, there's, like, also this thing where they run into just, like, a random hunter in the woods who's trying to protect his daughters, right? And they just immediately kill him, and Leah doesn't wanna. Like, she's like, no, we can't do this, and then finds his other daughter hid in the woods and lets her escape and all this stuff, right? And then she takes her 2 guards, whose names I don't remember. I literally just finished this book. I would like to know them. Takes her 2 guards who are lovers. Her 2 guards are lovers. Parrish and Nora, I think those are their names. Takes them back to Ren's castle, right, to find a possible alliance. They immediately arrest her because obvious fucking reasons. She is the eldest daughter of a queen who has murdered thousands of people. Obviously, they're going to arrest her and think that's a trap. This is very funny. I did laugh at Ren. At this point, I did. Yeah, it was good. Funny Ren. So he's like, okay, sure. Write a letter to your mother saying that you are here to communicate peace with us, right, with her permission if she sees fit. She does that. Sends Parrish, the male guard, with one of his guards out to send that letter to her mother. As soon as they are out of the castle, he goes and arrests Leah.
You know,
and then
because you said Rin does something that's gonna make me not like him, but like he's gonna have to do something real drastic to make me not like him because, well,
it's coming up. Don't worry. So.
He's like so hot. He's like unnecessarily hot. Like,
no, just wait. So
I know. I'm nervous.
Basically, Nora, the female guard, tries to protect her from being arrested, pulls her sword out. Does end up getting 3 of his guards. But they kill her. And arrest Leah. And, basically it's this whole thing where now they have her as captive so her mother can't attack them without her daughter dying. Right? And her mother thinks that, oh, it's just a peace treaty. That was the plan. Kind of hilarious, my dude. Harper does feel bad because it's kind of reminiscent of what happened to her. This is where we get the thing where she's like, I couldn't jump out a window. I couldn't stab my way through. Right? Uses more cunning ways. At the same time, as she's trying to find her way to escape, we see Gray living his life, in which he has a friend, Tycho, who's like 14. He's a 14-year-old kid, who he's helping train swords. They worked very close together. They're good friends. They see some troubles in the kingdom with, people turning in, random people seemingly, just to say they have magic, and then those people immediately get killed, right? Some questionable things are causing people in the common people to cause some discourse and whatnot, which will be very important in this book, but I assume also in the next book, right? So that's happening, and eventually, Tycho does accidentally catch Gray teleporting back to DC. and learns that he's magic and he's the secret prince and all this stuff. And he's like, I'll keep your secret, do not worry, blah, blah, blah.
Why was he teleporting, though?
He just likes to teleport when he panics. He just
Oh.
puts on the bracelet to teleport, to calm him down. Right? So,
Yeah.
their boss has this weird bird demon creature who he low-key takes care of, right? That's important. That's just in the area, blah, 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 blah. So because of all this stuff of people outing people as mages, even though they're not actually mages, the bunch of palace guards are around. And that worries Gray because, hear me out, he was the commander for some years, right? Some of these people he trained, and all this stuff. So that's kind of an issue, right?
Yeah.
So, the arena fighter that he likes, that his boss, like, runs the arenas and whatnot, right? The fighter that he likes is about to have another child, so he needs to work, but he was kicked by a horse, so he can, like, barely breathe. So Gray's like, okay, I'll put on your armor and I'll fight. The person who he ends up having to fight is Dustin, the new captain of the guard, who he trained and recognizes him. Yeah. Gray tries to escape, and by doing so, he frees the bird demon thing to try to distract them. It doesn't really happen, it doesn't really work, because he is eventually surrounded and taken to the palace, because they also threaten Tycho, and they take Tycho with. These guards are the ones who are escorting Jake and Noah. So now, he's also dealing with Jake and Noah are returning to the castle as well, as they take him back to the castle. Harper is upset to see Gray and is like, oh my god, why did you never come back? All this stuff. And Ren, part of the deal with Leah's mother was that she, had information. She gave it up very freely. Like, she could have kept that information to herself and used it as bargaining chip, but she didn't, and that's a little suspicious. That's a little weird, ma'am. But anyways, that,
I wish people can see how much I'm side-eyeing.
okay. She has information that Gray knows who the heir is. And the firstborn is, his half-brother is. Gray knows who it is. That is the information she has. So they're like, we need Gray to question him on who this person is. Right? Not knowing that he is the person. Leah puts it together in like 5 seconds. She sees Gray, she sees them questioning him, and she's all like, oh, the only reason he would not give it up, is if it's him, if it's himself. Oh, it's him. Ah, shit, dude. Right? Anyways, Ren tries to question him. Gray's all like, hey.
I think it's sweet that they're technically half brothers, and they're so close. Because they've been together for 200 years.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Gray's like, trust me, the heir will not try to harm you. And Ren warns him that he has 24 hours to give him the heir's name, and then puts him in a room and gives him anything he needs, all this stuff, right? The room happens to be the one next to Leah's. She, this whole time, has been moving this, fireplace back and forth, right? And so that she move it, against the wall, you can be moved slightly, and so she was able to move it enough over time to climb through it into his fireplace. That happened to be lit.
What?
Yeah, that happened to be lit. I'm gonna sneak into his room, and he's all like, what the fuck are you talking about? That hasn't been used in so long. Like, technically over 300 years. So, like, the fact that she was able to move it, and she's like, yeah, that's why it took me all day. And he's also like, you climb through, like, a lit fireplace, and she's like, it's not that big of a deal. Literally climbs back through it as, like, her dress is partially on fire, and she's just patting the embers out as she climbs. And he's like, what
That's
the hell?
so decoded.
I know, right? Also, there's, like, this whole thing where her sister is considered the pretty one, and she's considered, quote-unquote, sturdy, which is code for she's not a size 2. So, people are like, she's too kind, and she reads too much, and she's not a size 2.
Why is that just me? Why are you talking about me?
As soon as I started to say it, I knew you'd relate. Right? So she sneaks into his, room and is all like, hey, if we escape together, my mom will protect you and also get you on the throne. And he's like, I don't want the throne. Um, so eventually, the 24 hours are up. There's like this whole thing where like Harper shows him how much better she's gone at fighting. It's not that big of a deal. He is taken down, surrounded, right, and taken, tied up in chains to be hung and whipped.
Oh.
But also because Ren knows him so well and knows that he is probably willing to die for the secret not to get out. You know who he wasn't willing to die to get free? Tycho. So he also hangs up this 14-year-old boy
Oh.
to be whipped.
Oh.
And he does. Anyways, the stress, the high level of stress and panic and everything, causes Gray to accidentally use magic and put everyone to sleep.
Oh my god.
Briefly, Leah sees all this happening and runs down and unchains him and helps him unchain Tycho. And Harper gets out before anybody else does as well. And so Harper helps him and Tycho get away with Jake, right? And Noah. Meanwhile, Leah also gets away on her own, while the guards are getting the rest of the other guards taken care of, because, oh my god, they all pass out at once. It's so weird. Right?
Why are Jake and Noah going with Gray?
Because Jake made a deal with Gray that he wants to go back home, so as soon as Gray can send him back home, he will. Right? So he's like, I'm sticking by you until I can get my side of the deal, right? That's basically what's happening here. So they meet up again, right? And Leah offers Gray and Tycho a place in her kingdom. Gray and Tycho are wounded, so they're walking fast, and they need to go faster. And then, all of a sudden, they're all, like, talking about how they need to eat, but, like, they can't hunt for food, and they can't go into a town or city because they will be recognized, or their accents will be recognized. So, oh no, what are we gonna do? Boom, giant bird demon, Isaac, drops a dead bird into their laps, and Tycho just quickly starts taking all the feathers out to, like, go over the fire.
Yeah, 'cause that's fucking normal.
And Isaac's like, listen, you're the mage king. Hello, mage king. I am here to work with you, because we can help each other. I also need to get to Leah's family home, so, because I need to make a deal with her, so let's go. I'm with you now. I will help you. I will tell you if anybody's coming from above, all this stuff. Also, he has ice magic. That's another thing we are not talking about it. At one point, he did, bite Gray's arm, and that's how he knows that he's a mage, because he was able to taste the magic in his blood, right? Also,
I'm so hard right now.
Also, yeah, his people has a bond with mages, and so it's like, I'll protect you, and so that I can get to Leah's kingdom and talk with the queen. And then it's all like, hey, I can teach you how to use magic, slices him up a bunch so that he panic uses magic again to heal himself. But until he actually properly learns how to use his magic, he still can't heal Tycho. But eventually he gets there. He is able to.
What are we doing?
Yep. Eventually he's able to, and he also heals Tycho. That's fun time. Things that happen. Leah shoots a moose and kills a moose, and he's like shocked that she managed to do it, and then also managed to help him carry a moose like 5 miles.
A moose?
A moose. A full-grown moose.
A moose?
A moose. Like, that happened, and he's all like, you are so much stronger than you think you are. This is where the arc really starts, of him being all like, him recognizing that she thinks that she's weak, because in her kingdom what's important is violence and death and destruction and all this stuff. And she is much more willing to not do that if possible. She'd rather if thousands of people didn't die, just so that their family can enter waterways and use it to get money again, right? Which is the whole reason why they want to take over Ren's kingdom, right? And so she, like, isn't murder first mindset, and so she's like, I'm so weak because of this, and he's all like, you're so much stronger than you know. You killed a moose and you carried it with me. You moved that fireplace. And And you're strong in heart. Your kindness is strength. Like that's a whole thing that's happening. Uh-huh.
You know,
Anyway,
I would react the same way as Gray. I can't lie.
the middle third of this book is a lot of them just traveling there, and it doesn't. These notes. And did I mention I'm using the Recaptain's website again? I did not. I'm using the Recaptain's website again. Um, they don't go into detail the flirtations that are happening, but the flirtations are happening, including but not limited to. She's teaching him a little bit of her home language. The first words saying she teaches him is basically dumb men. And so she's like trying to teach him how to properly pronounce it, and he's like literally just lightly touching her lips with his fingers as she's whispering it to him. And this is the part that I told you about where I was quoting it, where he's all like, I can't remember ever touching a woman's lips before, but now I can never imagine not touching hers, or something like that. And I was like, why am I actually feeling this? Brigid!
Listen, now that I'm getting more detail about it, I fear I would eat it up.
I know. So that's happening. Another thing that happens, they go into a town to, part of the reason why they decide to carry the moose instead of dragging the moose is that they could skin the moose and then use the moose skin to trade for horses. Right? And possibly some food. That seems like a good idea, right? And so they go to do that. It's Leah, Tycho, and Gray that go in. And she's pretending to be a mute little girl, right? They go into this bar, and then suddenly a girl comes in, and they learn that this is... The barkeep tells a story that is basically the story of how his whole family died, right? And so this is how Leah learns about how his whole family died. But also talks about this other guy who was a hunter who was killed, and only barely, one of his daughters was only barely managed to survive, only because one of the girls let her go, right? And then that girl comes in, and she's the one that's supposed to tell them where to go, and it's the girl that she let escape, and so she's able to recognize her, right? So they're all like, oh my god, we gotta run! He picks her up to carry her.
Oh my god.
Because she almost passes out from the stress, but then the girl's like, oh my god, that's the one that saved me. And then...
Wait, why does she always not the passing out from stress? Like, please be serious.
I would too, let's be real. And then...
Yeah, once or twice, but like, if it's a consistent thing, that's kind of...
And then, palace guards come up. And they're like, ah, shit, this is the guy, we gotta stop. So then, there's a whole fight. One of them takes her captive with a knife against her throat, and so Gray has his sword against that guy's throat, and he's all like, if you hurt her, I will kill you. And this is much the beginning of his arc of like, I will kill anyone for touching you. And he says it multiple times.
Oh. Why didn't I should have read this. I hate you.
So yeah, there's this whole situation, like, her throat is actually being sliced as this is happening, right? Like, because the knife is so tight against her throat, like, it's being cut into. And so she's managed to trick his knife out of his hand and stab him in the thigh.
That's iconic.
I know. Later on, he's like, I thought you were into peace, and she's like, yes, but that doesn't mean I'm against violence when it's self-defense. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
Ironic. Anyways, the guards attack everybody. Literally, the town is all like, wait a second, that's the real prince, that's our real king. Oh my god, and that girl saved this other girl's life. Oh my god, they're gonna take them and kill them, and we've seen them kill people just for suspecting them to be mages. So let's try to attack the guards, and then the guards attack back, and there's this whole thing where, like, they're literally, like, breaking children's bones, stabbing pregnant women in the bellies, stuff like that.
Jeez.
So once the chaos is done, and the fighting's over, and they've won, Noah, like, helps out any, like, minor injured people, right? But Gray is able to do most of the major healing, including, like, that pregnant woman who was stabbed in the gut, right? And part of that is that, this is the start of the beginning. Not really the beginning. I didn't mention it. The one time when Isaac cut him up a bunch and he had to heal, Leo was like on the ground with him, holding his hand, being like, "You gotta do it gently. You can't like force all your magic out at once. It's a gentle stream, right?" And so this is like the continuing of her like coaching him to gently use his magic to heal people, and him succeeding because of her help. Anyways, they stay at an inn together, right? He comes into her room at night, expecting her to be asleep. He's all like, "I thought you were gonna be asleep," when he knocks on the door. She opens the door. She won't let him heal her because she's like, "I know you're too tired for it." Anyways, they eventually get to the borders of Leah's family's kingdom, right? And the group are recognized and nearly caught on the border. There's also this thing where they almost kiss. Did I mention that they almost kiss? Like,
No.
They almost kiss more than once, and she's all like, "We can't kiss because I'm not the princess. My sister's the princess. She's the one that you would be forced to marry." I know. She's like, "That's the one you would be forced to marry. We can't do this." All this stuff, and she's never really felt jealousy about the fact that her sister's the heir, right? She like understands why her mother would choose her sister over her, but this is like the one time where she feels jealousy over the fact that her sister gets to be chosen because she's the beautiful one and all of this stuff. And it upsets her. Also, I didn't tell you about how children and husbands work in this. And especially for the queen or the firstborn, or not the queen, but whoever's chosen to rule, right? Who happens to be queen the past 2 times and the next time as well, right? You basically have a king consort who is just the man you choose to bang-a-lang once or twice until you're pregnant, and then you send him off. And is he dead? We don't know.
Alright.
And then if you want to have another kid, you can bang and bang another guy.
Well,
marriage isn't really a thing. Also, they strongly believe that line of succession should follow women because they're the ones birthing the children. Of course, it's like should go through them, right? That's so iconic, honestly. Anyway, so they're at the border. And she's all like, "What will happen is the guards will take us into basically a outpost, right? And we'll sit there until my mother can arrive and take us, confirm that you are you, right? And take us to the castle because she would not want anybody to see me, all dressed the way I am. And like, because she's been traveling for weeks in the woods, right? Which is exactly what happens, right? So Karis, the mother, the queen, right, shows up. She's all like, "Oh my god, you're here. Thank God my daughter succeeded. Good job, you." And is not a big fan of Isaac. There's like this whole thing where there's treaties between their people in between, like their lands border each other, right? And there was a thing that like the mages and Isaac's people were united and whatnot. But then right before the treaty was forged, there was like this whole thing where Queen Karis's mother made it so any mages that came into their land had to get the fuck out or we kill you, right? And so the only next place they could go was Emberfall, which is where Ren's like family kingdom is, right? And that's when his father would kill any mage who came into their land. So basically they were kicked out of one land into the next land, and then kicked from that land into that land, and then they were murdered. That's why all the mages are dead. Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Yes. So it's a good time. It's a good time. We learn very quickly that, both her mother and her sister knew that she was definitely kidnapped and used as a bargaining chip, and they were like, "Good thing you learned your fucking lesson."
I'm sorry. What?
And she's like, "I thought you would have, like, attacked to come and get me if I was taken." And she's all like, No. I would have attacked anyways, but it wouldn't have been for you.
What?
We don't like her mother. Basically they throw a ball, quote unquote, to, show off that her daughter's home safe with this prince, but it's mostly to show off that they have the prince, and, show off that he has magic. There's a thing where he is also has to try and seduce Leah's sister. What's her name again? what's her name? Nola. He has to try to seduce Nola because she's the heir. So they have to be buddy buddy. There's like a thing where she almost runs over a kid with a horse, and he like saves the kid. And she's like, and she's talking to Leah afterwards, and she's all like, I can't believe you would do that. It's not like I would actually hurt the child. Like, that's so fucking rude. And, like, you gotta help me talk to him. Because, like, he won't talk to me. And then he's just, like, all standoffish when I almost murdered children. And Leah's there just like, sure, Dad.
Yeah, I agree.
So the ball happens. Leah, after, like, the basic parts of the ball are done, right, and everyone's sitting to eat, she's like, okay, I can get out of here. Nobody cares if I'm here or not. I can go read in the library. But Gray manages to follow her, puts his jacket on her because she's cold, and they kiss.
Lethal combo right there. The jacket and the kiss. Lethal combo!
Then they hear screaming, and they go into the main room where, her mother has, God, me trying to remember these characters' names. Wait, okay, Isaac, the bird guy. She has the bird guy on a chain. There was a part where she did have him in a dungeon for a bit, and
Not the dungeon.
Leah and Tycho did try to visit him, but she was like, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here!" as soon as she learned, which is like seconds afterwards, right? So she has Isaac on a chain, and clawed this guy to pieces, which is a guard, right? And this is basically a test by the queen to be like, here, heal him, and if you heal him, because that's the one ability we know for sure you have, right? Like, he's done it as a trick for a few of the guards as well, a few of her guards as well. So she's like, this is the ability we know you have. So if you can heal him, good job. You're you, and you are who you say you are. If not, I kill you, type thing. So he heals this guy. This is Parrish. And then right after, Gray heals him, Gray does make a deal with her that afterwards, Isaac will be his for his contract of 1 year. And, like, if she needs Isaac to do something, he will, like, under his own discretion, allow her to use Isaac, but Isaac is his. And that's what he does to, like, afterwards, Karis makes Isaac wound the guy again. I think it's guards, actually. She has guards cut out his eye again. Like, part of the wounds was his eye being, scraped out, and then he healed him all the way, and then she has the guards re-cut out his eye as punishment.
That makes any fucking sense.
Yeah. So, basically, Karis notices the fact that his jacket is on Leah, and is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna lock my daughter in a tower, and you can never see her again. Right? So Gray is...
so I guess this is Rapunzel, okay.
Yeah, so Gray's trying to get to know Nola better. Did I mention that Leah's a redhead and Nola's brunette, or black hair, something like that? He's trying to get to know Nola better, right? As he's sending messages to, Leah every night through Isaac. Right? And she tries to send a message to Nola, be like, come see me. But Nola's, like, very much like, I will never go against my mother. Gray very quickly learns, no, her mother doesn't hate Leah's quote-unquote lack of strength, because she's strong. Like, that's the whole thing. She's strong enough where she'll go against her mother. That's why she made her not her heir. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Eventually, the night before they're gonna go attack Emberfall, right? He sneaks into her room.
Oh?
He's all like, I can rescue, I can save you, we can leave. And she says she can't, because, if that happens, it will be even more issues. The only chance we have of less bloodshed if you do this right and you're in charge and all this stuff. And the only way that can be happening is if you don't rescue me. Being very sensible about it. And she's all like, you can't think about me. And then they're kissing! Right?
I surrender this.
So, also her new guard is Parrish, who is ordered to kill her if she tries to leave her room. That's another thing. Um, Karis, the queen, comes in. So he has to like dive out the window, and he's hanging off by a rope. And it's basically like, hey, you've had your last chance. If you try anything else, I will have you killed. And Gray overhears all this, and he's all like, please, I can rescue you. And she's like, no, you asked me for what I wanted, and this is what I want. You have to go. It's our only chance. It's your only chance. And then says goodbye, and he's just, like, trying not, like, he's going down the rope, but he wants to wipe away her tears, but she's like, please, you asked what I want, this is what I want. He's like, fine, I'll do what you want, but I love you, and...
I hate it here.
Okay.
This is your fault. Yes,
So,
the book was on my PBR, but you're the only reason I read it.
so, Karis is throwing another party the morning before they go in and start their attack on Emberfall, so all the guards are there. Right, all the soldiers are there. And the point of this is to show off Gray's powers to all the lords that are basically paying for this war. To say, like, hey, see, this is the guy I'm telling you he is. Right? But also she wants him to do, and I quote, a small show of power, because if he does too much magic, he can show that he's more powerful than her, and she wants to be in charge. Right? She needs to be in charge. All this stuff. And so she's like, we've already seen your healing powers. I want to see the violence you can do. And then she's all like, I want you to execute an enemy. And he's all like, sure, whatever, whoever you want. And she's all like, okay, Nola, go get your sister.
No!
You gotta execute Leah. Leah's all like watching all this, and she's like, oh shit. This bitch actually is gonna kill me. Right? She knows I'm too, like, I am too outspoken for her. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Does talk Parrish into letting her go, right? And making it so that she can try to escape, but she runs directly into Nola. Nola is panicking, because this is the first time that Nola has ever shown, going against their mother, ever. Just before her, and Leah's all like, I love you, too, but we have to do this. You have to take me out there, because now that you've caught me, if you, like, they know that you have me. We've been here too long. If you don't take me out there, she'll kill you too. And I'd rather to die than also have you die. Right?
Oh my god.
So she's standing in front of Gray with her eyes closed, and she's like, please kill me. I'd rather you kill me than my own mother. All this stuff. Telling him that he's too good for this world and all this stuff. And then he won't, and so Karis aims her bow at Leah and is ready to kill her, but when, bam! Gray transports them without the magical bracelet back to Washington. And then immediately back so that the arrow misses her, right? And then she's about to shoot Gray because, oh my god, right? You've gone against me, all this stuff, I can't control you anymore. So then Leah takes her, I think a dagger from Gray, and throws it at her mother, killing her mother.
Oh.
And then she's all like panicking because she just killed her fucking mother. Jake, I haven't talked much about Jake, right? Because Jake doesn't do much of anything, except he is 100% following Gray. He's Team Gray. Him and Noah are Team Gray, which is very much an issue because his sister is, technically Ren's queen, so that's kind of an issue. But she's all like, I killed the queen, and Jake's like, good, and I'm just like, dude, I get she was kind of 100% the worst, but she is her mother. Like, calm the fuck down. She's all like panicking, and she's like, Nola, quick, like, cause the queen was just killed. The guards are like freaking out, like, what do we do, right? Because technically the princess killed her, but like, oh my god, right? And talking about the line of succession, and Nola's like, quick, you have to stand up. We gotta stand up. And Leah's all like, yes, you must take control of the situation. And so Nola's like, cool, yeah, that's a great idea. Stands up, and it's like, the soldiers, bow down to your queen. Queen Leah. And bows down to Leah herself. So now Gray and Leah can be together. She is the queen, and he's gonna be her king as they fight and try to take Emberfall. They go across the through Emberfall to report to Ren. They go through like all the towns, and they're like not trying to be sneaky about it. They're just like, hey, we're here. And so people are like very much Team Gray because he just seems like a good guy. It doesn't seem like the type of guy who'd whip a literal child. You know? So they're like, Ren, we can like make a compromise, we can work with you, all this stuff. And Ren's all like, nah, bitch. And so, yeah, no.
I don't know how to feel about Ren, honestly. I don't know if he's fighting. I'm confused.
So Ren and Gray have a conversation, private conversation. Harper does show up near the end, right? And Ren is very clearly afraid of him because of the magic, right? Noah does mention at one point that, yeah, he definitely has PTSD from that 300 years being tortured by a sorceress, right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is the part that I told you about earlier today, where Gray's all like, oh, he is afraid of me, of my magic, but he's also more upset about the fact that I didn't tell him that I was his brother, and whatnot. Like, very similar to End of Merlin, where he's all like, hey, why did you tell me you had magic? And he's all like, because you'd have me killed, but I don't know what I would have done. And he's all like, I know, and I didn't want to put you through that. Very similar, right? But Ren's afraid of him, and also afraid of him for Harper, and Gray's like, I would never hurt Harper, you have to trust me in this, all the stuff. Eventually gives him a letter, right, that basically telling him he has 6 months or they will have to go to war. And Ren is upset because he can't keep this a secret from her. He might be like, who is it, bitch? Who the fuck is her? And he's like talking to this lady. And this lady is, drumroll please, it's Lilith. It's Lilith. She did die. Yeah, this was the plot twist in the epilogue. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Yeah, Lilith has been on his shoulder this whole time, and if he doesn't do exactly what she wants, she will kill Harper.
Oh my god. Honestly, are you that surprised?
No. And because Lilith can control Ren, right, her plan is to, help Ren fight Gray and Leah. But, and he's all like, why don't you just kill us all and take your throne? And she's like, we need to attack soon, because he's getting powerful enough where he could defeat me soon. And also, I never wanted to rule the throne on my own. I want to rule with you, my prince. And that's the end of the book.
Now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed because you can't blame Ren for what happened then, so I don't have to hate him.
This is why I said it's very morally gray for like every character.
That's amazing. I love that.
The way people didn't like this book.
Why not?
Probably because they heard that there's a new character who's kind of insufferable for the first 25%. I get it. And so then they're like, I'm good. Bye, bitch.
Can't relate. I'm mad. I'm so mad at you. You said don't read it. I don't know if you like it. Bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah, it has a 3.89.
Haven't you noticed that any time I read like a book like this, I actually really like it?
I know, right? Anyways, the next the next book is them going to war. That's the next one.
No, what's that one series with the blonde girl? We saw something with souls and hearts and selling them.
You're being so descriptive, and I'm just having a good time.
The ones we read was redacted. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Oh, no, because I was thinking of this, too. When I was reading this, I did think of this. What year was that? Was that 2021?
I think it was 22, babe.
I thought it was 21.
I don't know.
Maybe you're right, because I'm looking at my
When
books.
When did I turn 18?
That sounds weird.
Oh, yeah, I'm turning 21.
I feel like Lovely is also in the name. No, it's not.
Because,
No.
like, it reminds me of that,
Bring
and
Me
I
Their
really
Hearts.
like.
Bring Me Their
Yeah,
Hearts series that I rated, I think, every single one 3 stars. Like,
no,
my
but
favorite part was the weird worms. That was a good time.
I really liked it when I
It,
read it. Liked the first one, and I liked what I read of the second one. And it's kind of in the same vein as this. So every time I
yeah.
read something like this, I like it. So why am I?
No, the reading this book definitely gave me those vibes, but more me coded.
Mhm.
So, because I did think about that. It reminded me of these books, and I was like, oh yeah, I read those books a long time ago. Um, but I had a good time. I was literally freaked out in bed at one point. I had to go to bed last night. Like, I was half asleep. It was like midnight, and I was like, no, I have only an hour left. I can do it. But I was like, no, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep. But I was like, freaking
No,
out.
because all I'm saying is all the signs are pointing to maybe I do actually like books like this. I'm just using too much brain power because of all the lore, so I don't like it.
I gotta find you fantasy books that don't have heavy lore. Got it. On it. So not the series I'm reading right now. I read a 150-page novella, 170
Like
page
a little bit of
novella.
lore would be okay. I
I
don't mind the lore as long as it's not like half the book. You know?
I just read a 170-page novella the other week that is just lore. That's all it is.
Yeah, I remember you reading it.
It was a good book. I had a really good time. I was reading
Hey,
it at 2 a.m.
hey, did you know I'm in love with Xana?
Yes, I did know.
I'm in love with
Sometimes
her.
my phone loves me and randomly puts January on, and I'm like, thank you, phone.
January is so good. I don't know
I
why.
know.
I
I
felt
don't
that
know why
out.
you distrust January. My favorite part of
I love it
January
now.
is when I play it as I'm hunting ghosts in a video game, scared for my life, and I'm just
But I
sitting
feel
in my
like
chair
it's like an
dancing.
alibi because it made me sad. But no, I really love it. It makes me go back to head against the wall, like the whole album does.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm
Um.
still, I'm still sleeping on sick joke though. It's my fault. I don't know.
Um. Okay. Yeah. Are you gonna read this book, Bestie?
Yes.
Good
And
news
then we're
is,
gonna read the next one
I was gonna
sometime,
say the
probably
good
next
news.
year.
That's true.
Next year.
I was gonna say because Recaptains doesn't have the third one yet on the website, so I mean they didn't add this one until January of this year, so I could request
How do
it.
they add them? Do people like request them, or what do they do?
Yes, they do. Yes, that is what it happens.
That's
Um,
fun.
because I think they have a list of like ones they want to do, and then if you are somebody who happens to take notes while reading the book and whatnot in the style that they like, um, you can like send it in to be like, hey, this is my contribution, and if they accept it, it will be used for uh
I'm
the book.
making spaghetti. You want some spaghetti?
Mhm.
Okay.
I love spaghetti.
It's
Spaghetti.
just a noodle. We don't have no sauce.
That's fine.
We gotta go to the store. My mom was
Um,
asking if we could add anything to the list. So maybe we go in tonight. I don't know what's going on, but
I don't know what's going
mm,
on either. I'm currently, I'm currently, what am I trying to do? Oh, I'm trying to put the third book. I'm gonna request a third book.
yeah, the second one's
And maybe
available.
by this time next year it will be up.
I'm definitely going to read the second one and the third one, but not in August. Whoa, not enough. Whoa, not enough. If I don't finish, if I don't get at least halfway through Tristan Experiment before the end of this fucking month, I'm gonna do something so drastic. Just letting you know.
If I somehow manage to read all the books I need to read before I go away, I will happily jump myself off a cliff because I've finally done it. I can sleep now. Thanks. I literally told Bessie, once I get all this shit done, if I manage to get all this shit done and I visit, I'm just gonna cuddle your cats and I'm just gonna fall asleep on your couch, and that's what I'm gonna do for like 2 weeks straight. I'm just gonna be sleeping on your couch and cuddling your cat because I'm tired.
Listen, you can do that as long as you wake up for my birthday and you can go back to bed.
Yeah, I'll have time to wake up a solid week before your birthday.
Okay. You can go on vacation without me on my birthday.
I told you I'm gonna be on call with you all day. If you don't have to deal
I
with other people.
know. It's so.
I requested a bow so bold and deadly.
I'm sorry, that name's kind of funny.
I know, right?
I mean, it fits with the other ones, but the way you completely blanked on the fact that the first one's called A Curse So Dark and Lonely, like,
Damn it! I was, my brain was closed, and I was like, there's no way. Okay, ending of podcast episode. I always have vlog. No. It's really funny because I think, I'm trying to think. There may be a book that I almost read by this author and DNF'd or something like this, which is so funny. No, I almost read it and then decided not to. That's what it was. Alright. Me ending podcast episode things. Links below to both of us. Included in there, at least in my links, is the podcast Instagram, which has a connection to the podcast threads, in which if you want me on a basically almost daily basis now to mention some random joke about the podcast, you can see it there. Also, when an episode goes up, I do promote it there. The last one, the first one since the threads, I did promote with a hilarious merch joke about Schwarzenegger dick.
I think you should. What do you call it when you post the thread? You call it a post.
You thread. You thread.
Oh my god! But if it's one singular one, is that a thread?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. You should thread one that says, "Why wouldn't we talk about bondage?"
I really could.
And then link the episode. Which episode was that? I think it was one of the ones in the Pestilence series. I don't remember the name.
I don't fucking know.
It was one of those.
Literally, yesterday, I posted continuing a series that was started for the podcast over a year ago. Couldn't be Rose. And then a joke about a possible future episode about a movie that you know nothing about, except the fact that I told you it's kind of gay. It's kind of gay.
I could Google it if I really wanted to, but I don't care. I'll watch it, whatever. You gotta ask me a question so we can end this shit.
No, I'm just looking at my thread post that I rethreaded on our podcast thread account, saying, "Are you ever just standing there doing things you need to do, rinsing out your conditioner under a boiling hot stream of water, and just think, fuck McReva?"
I agree.
That's still so funny to me. God, I'm hilarious. Will Rose use this account to promote the pod? Maybe. Will she use it to talk about her hot do you watch along? Most likely.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're funny, but I'm hilarious. Get it straight.
It's funny because I try to tell people I'm not the funny one. And these people just don't.
Listen, you've been coming out of your shell. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's happening either. I don't know who I am.
Me either.
Maybe it's because I turned 25. It's like my brain finally formed and it was like, hello.
Well, doesn't your frontal lobe develop when you're 25?
Uh-huh. I hit 25. My brain's just like, hello, be more outgoing. And I'm just like, bitch, I guess I can try.
I don't know.
You
think I'll have my life together by the time I'm 25?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was going to be dead by the time I was 24, so look at us now.
Well, I thought I'd be dead by the time I was 16, so what are we really doing here?
Progress, look at us go.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my life because I completely fucked it up because I thought I'd be dead. What are we doing?
I don't know. I know. Anyways, do you have anything else to say about this book other than the fact that you're probably going to read it and have a good time?
No.
Thank you.